Oh, there we are. Hello. We're in. How's everybody this evening? Anybody here for the first time? No, you've all been here before. If we don't have your name on a mailing list, do give it to us so we can just inform you every week of what's going on, okay? My name is Louise, and I alternate being MC with Michelle, but tonight Michelle has a different role. She's going to be the moderator for our panel this evening, and we've been talking all month about, because it is the month of Thanksgiving. Here in America, we celebrate Thanksgiving and we eat a lot. That's what we do on Thursday. We eat everything. People cook special dishes they make once a year and we eat. And then we diet, right? Okay. This is what we do in America, right? Okay, so we're talking about gratitude the whole month, and specifically, I'm thinking to myself, I talked last week about being grateful for an accident I had because it managed to help me elevate into a higher plane. And we've talked about being grateful as kind of an emotion, I think. And sometimes it's very silent. How can you tell if someone's grateful if they're not talking? Well, what do you think? Anybody? Just shout it out. I'll repeat whatever you say. They're smiling. What if they're not smiling? Can you tell if they're grateful by their eyes? Someone walks into a room, can you tell their mood? Especially if you know them well, especially if it's your mother or your father, right? You can tell instantly, right? Okay, so we have lots of ways of being grateful and not necessarily talking. But what we're going to do tonight is talk about what we can do in relationship and the habits we can form when we are involved with other people or when that's okay. I'll finish with this. Yeah, just put it down. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Or when we're not just alone and thinking, I'm grateful. But I was thinking on my way here, we've talked a lot this month. What was I grateful for this week? And I may surprise you. I had 2 days of cancellations in the afternoon. I loved it. I mean, I love what I do, but I love floating around, doing the errands I've been putting off. And I get into this high feeling of joy because I have free time. Not that I'm a workaholic, I have a nice pace, but when that routine is broken and I'm able to shop for a birthday present for my daughter in law a week early, go to the bank finally and settle what happened when something came in the mail. And I was just checking things off my mental list. And it gave me a lot of peace instead of feeling rushed and crazy. So that's what I was grateful for this afternoon and last Tuesday. I mean, it doesn't take much. Could you see it on my face? Probably not. I looked like I was just shopping in the supermarket. Anyway, we're going to let the panel do most of the talking tonight, and I want to introduce our panelists to you. You all know, if you've been here before, Michelle. Michelle's going to be our moderator tonight, and you may not know that Michelle is Director of Community Relations for New York State Homes and Community Renewal, which is the New York State government's affordable housing agency. And previously, she served 5 terms elected as New York State Assembly member for the Northwest region of Long Island. And she's been a student here for 8 years with the Brahma Kumaris. Come on up, Michelle. And our esteemed guest, Sister Anjani, is someone most of you know. How many of you know Sister Anjani? She's the coordinator of Harmony House, which means she does everything and she's in charge of everything. And she's just come back from India. Maybe we'll hear a little bit about your visit to our headquarters in India. And we are grateful to have you as a panelist this evening. Yes. And last but not least, we have a new face for you. Kathy, am I saying your last name right? Mira? Mara, Kathy Mara, whom I've known ever since I came around, right? She works with Delta Airlines and she works with VIP teams at JFK. Very nice. You've been a student since 2004. And Kathy says, knowing and understanding God has helped her tremendously in life to the practice of Raja Yoga while remembering God and feeling grateful for his love and guidance. Okay, so come on up, Kathy, and I'll leave this esteemed panel to all of you. Okay, enjoy.
Hello? Hello? Oh, yeah. Right. Can you hear me now? Okay, you can. Oh, okay. Thank you very much for that lovely introduction, Sister Louise, and welcome our panelists. Very nice to be with you in this capacity. I think it's been a while since I was a moderator, so this should be fun. So welcome all as our, oh, I always think I never need this. I guess I do. And welcome Zoomers. As Louise had mentioned about gratitude, this whole month we are speaking every Thursday about gratitude. But one thing that I'm going to change a little bit, because when I thought of gratitude, I always thought about a feeling of thankfulness for good things. Like when I wake up, I was thinking every morning when I wake up, I'm in my comfortable bed. I go, oh, I'm so grateful for the abundance that God brings me. I have a warm bed. I'm going to have a nourishing breakfast. I have an easy way to work. So the good things, I say, oh, the abundance, the thankfulness. But a few weeks ago, Sister Tina did a program about gratefulness, and she said that gratitude is acceptance. And I remember I was sitting right where you were, and I went, I'd never thought in those terms. And the more I thought about it, and the way she explains it, and I'm gonna get to my question, is you really do need a foundation of acceptance for gratitude, because gratitude isn't perhaps, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, only when things go well. It's an acceptance for what it is. What is your life? Good, negative, neutral. So that really gave me thought about it. Genuine gratitude is gratefulness for all of life's experiences, not just the easy ones. So I'm going to start with Sister Andretti. Do you agree with that premise?
There's no room for disagreement. Om Shanti. Hello, everyone. So lovely to see all of you. And this is our little Kavya here. And so, I was just looking at Brother Parham going upstairs, getting that mic and bringing it downstairs so graciously, and was handing it over. And Louis said, thank you. And here I am, because I know this month we're discussing gratitude. And I was feeling that it might be a very insignificant action then. But there is so much feeling of gratitude when I would pause and think about it, when I would pause and look and appreciate someone for what they do. Because a lot of things in our lives, I'm just giving that as a simple example, because we do it all the time. Someone is doing something and we just say, thank you, and thank you becomes like a password, thank you. And I would start tonight by really appreciating all of you for being here tonight. I would appreciate Kathy for saying yes with courage. because it's not a place that she would see herself to be. And yet she has joined us tonight. So it took courage. And so Kathy's here tonight, and it becomes part of a training that I can become part of something that's happening at Global Harmony House. I'm very grateful for Kavya to take the time off, because as a young student, so much happens in school, and still Kavya can take the time to be here with her parents, to join us tonight. And when I look at all others who come so regularly to be with us, in even whether it's a small gathering or a big gathering, your presence, your vibrations, your input, whatever you share, all of that contributes to what we call service here or seva, because it's an energy, your pure thoughts, your sweet words, your thinking of your practical life, like Louise was sharing her own stories. Now, all of that is an inspiration for someone else. So I'm not dominating the whole thing, but I just want to give that as a little opening for this space we come every day and do different things. And then when I think of Louis and Michelle and Brother Eric, nonstop on a Thursday night, unless Thanksgiving will give them a break. You know, it's a holiday, but very dedicated, very committed. And so it's not just about saying a thank you and move on, but it's a genuine feeling of gratitude that who would do this? Those who are doing what they're doing and enjoy what they're doing, they really earn an applaud. So let's applaud them. And so I could go on and on with this space, with all those who come here and all the beautiful things they do here and keep on creating. There might also not be such pleasant scenes, as Michelle was talking about, acceptance of whatever happens, which is even not so pleasant. There is a lot of learning when there is something that doesn't feel or go the way we think it should be. If I use that moment as a moment for learning and learn the lessons, only then I can be grateful. Or else it's a challenge. And in my head, I might think I accept. In my head, I might think certain thoughts, but practically, I'm at a distance from it. And so when I pick up the scene and I learn something, I'm appreciative because that scene has brought me a jewel. That scene has brought me a quality. That scene has brought me a life learning lesson. That scene has brought me what I would never have seen before. And so this is how I'm seeing acceptance in challenging situations.
Thank you. That was terrific because it prompted something to me to think that often there were two circumstances in my professional life that at the moment seemed so challenging and so beyond disruptive. I mean, frightening to me. I thought it was an end of a career. And it turned out to be to raise me up because the way I dealt with it and what I learned from. So thank you for reminding me that, because looking back again, being able to look back years later, I'm glad that it happened, but not at the moment. If you asked me at that moment, I was devastated, devastated. It was a public thing, but years later, thank you. Wow. So I'm going to give a little turn, Kathy, but it ties in with what I had asked Sister Anjani. How does practicing, and I think it's a practice, and I'm going to ask, maybe that'll be the first question, is gratitude a practice? Do you have to practice it? And my second part is practicing gratitude. How does that influence your connection with others? in relationships, it's small and large relation, meaning close and, just acquaintances. So first, is it a practice, gratitude, and how does it influence your relationship with other people?
Anjali called me and told me the subject was going to be about gratitude. She got me thinking the whole day. And there was like so much that I'm grateful for. But I would say, to answer to your question, how does it, my gratitude, how I incorporate them with my connection? I think it's just by simply being grateful and saying thank you to someone, kind of enforce your connection with others. And it kind of bring better communication and a whole lot more I can think of right now. Yeah, it's a great thing to, it makes your life easier to be able to go on and be around people and smiling, and we connect, we understand each other. Yeah, it's great.
Do you find that it shifts the relationship? Oftentimes, if someone who you have a neutral relationship or not, I don't want to say unpleasant, but can the gratitude shift that relationship with someone as well? Have you seen changes in your behavior or shifting behaviors of others that they will look at you in a different way?
Absolutely. When you start being thankful and, giving a smile and thanking them for this they just did for you, or things like that, it just break the ice. The persons, start changing. They open up to you and you get to know them better. I think being grateful is so big. It just open up, makes it a better world for all of us. You become more harmonious with others.
Definitely. I think harmony is a very important term. So is it a practice? Do you think you practice gratitude, or does it come naturally to you? I know I have to practice everything. I don't think I don't know. I guess peace is natural for me deep
Right.
down if I get through all the weeds, but I have to practice things. I don't know if that holds for you and Sister Angeline.
We can see that there are moments in our lives when it's very natural. You don't have to make a lot of effort. It's very natural because of relationships you may have with people. So it becomes natural to appreciate what they're doing and all of those things. But to appreciate in the moment when there is a challenge, it's when you might have to be consciously aware of the practice. And actually, that's the best time because it strengthens the quality. It makes the quality, it's as though you're not going to be using only appreciation at that moment. You might be using patience, you might be using tolerance, you might be adding a little bit of respect. You would be finding yourself adding different qualities in that moment of appreciation. I'll just give a little example of a story. Someone very close to us is in the hospital. And because I know this was coming up, I kind of start looking around for scenes that would touch me, would make me feel that, the value of this quality of appreciation. And one of the things we do is give blessing cards. All of those who have been here, whether you're for the first time or the 100th times, you get a blessing card. And so every morning, whoever comes into the room, into the hospital room, they get a blessing card. And you have to see how their face lights up when they read the words and it touches them. So they're appreciative of what they have received. And we step back and look at it and feel their vibrations of how much they appreciate what they have received from us, that they serve in a better way. It's like it builds a relationship, it builds communication, it builds an energy that flows. It is easy to be in a hospital where your body is not well and you could become grumpy. You could demand, you could have so many expectations and all these sort of things, lying in a bed and not being able to help yourself. But it is such a sweet and loving and family vibration that you don't even feel that you're in a hospital. So that's what appreciation creates when we consciously or unconsciously we're using it. It creates an atmosphere of relationship, friendship, of love, and very, very feelingful energy.
So, Kathy, a little different, but same thing, because I say, who has to be your best friend? Who has to be your best friend? Exactly. Who are you with 24/7? Yourself. So I always say, I better like myself because I have nowhere else they say you could run, but you can't hide. So my question is, we're talking about how it shifts the relationship with others. How does gratitude shift a relationship with yourself? Do you notice when you show gratitude, how does it make you feel? Does it enhance the relationship with yourself? I wonder if you have any specifics or any circumstances, because I have to think of them too. But I think it's some.
I think when you start appreciating your own quality, and nurturing your own self, it just gives you that sense of, I would say, a peace. And well, like you said, the self of everything. And I think you have to pay attention to the self. When you give the self, you're grateful for the self, that helps you being more thankful to others. I think it begins with the self. Even with that, you have to give it to yourself in order to be able to.
I like that. I think you're right that you can't give to others what you don't have.
Right.
And by being grateful to yourself, and how many people are grateful and thank themselves? Usually not sure. Well, we're gonna come to you and ask you questions too. Or you'll ask us questions, but no, I like that. So Sister Anjane, how does it change the relationship with yourself being grateful?
I would like to go back to the time when I started this meditation. And I thought I had everything, life, happy life. You don't think you need anything else. I mean, I was a young girl, didn't think I needed anything else. And I was happy. And happiness is what makes everyone feel that they have everything, right? But when I started this meditation and I experienced God's love, and what God's love did was awaken the beauty in the soul, which I've never seen before. I've never known it's there. We think getting a little bit upset here and there and, throw the little tantrums around. We think all of that was normal way of living. It's part of life. And we accepted all of that and we lived with it. Then when we realize, but wait a minute, there is something that is so beautiful in the soul that I want to be that. I want to feel that all the time. And so you start removing yourselves from what's not so pleasant in yourself. And you're moving towards appreciating what's beautiful within, what you have discovered, what you have found, what has opened up in your life. And so the heart reaches out to God and say, thank you for flashing that bright light in that part of my being that shows up with what I've never seen before. And what I'm seeing is actually who I am. I'm seeing in a mirror that is so clean, that is so clear, that is showing me what are the flaws, and really, truly who I am. So it's both. It's not hiding my flaws away, but it's giving me the strength to look at those and clean it. So you start appreciating yourself because you're not seeing yourself through the eyes of people anymore. Because through the eyes of others, today they will praise you, tomorrow they could have something to criticize you. And then, so which means my life is going to be based on others and going up and down. And we have all lived through that, where someone praises us, we go high. Someone defames us or not speaking nice things about me, our energy dips. And so we don't want to live like that. We want to live in a space within ourselves where it's very comfortable. It's very beautiful because this space inside is full. See, gratitude has to do with having everything. I'm not needy, but I have. So the abundance is your experiencing of what you have. So you start becoming very grateful for your own inner treasures, your own inner qualities. Connecting with God, the heart opens up to receive more. That energy spreads out. So when we serve, we're not serving from what we have. We're serving from what we have received. And so when you come in here and you experience that, you experience what I have received from God, and you're receiving the same thing. So it becomes God's treasures then. It's not mine that I will feel I have given something. I've not given anyone anything. If Nina comes and says to me, let's have a conversation because you know what, I need to be clear on something. Going away feeling pretty sorted out or partially, sometimes one has to work with it. Now, what is the experience? Where did we both received what we needed to make a difference in a situation? We got it from the source. So it's a life that we live, which is in harmony with the self, with God, and bringing everyone else into that circle. So I feel that that's a very, very precious form of gratitude.
Kathy, that tied in, you must have seen the questions because that ties into my next question. It really was, and I'm kidding, seeing the questions with gratitude. I think it's important, especially in this space and in every space, to understand like that gratitude, if it's a space, and sometimes it is a space, you can walk in gratitude all the time, which is really ideally what, when you have abundance, and that's what we talk about, abundance, an abundant life. And abundance means, as Sister Anjali had said, that you have everything you need rather than desire. In other words, to live a fulfilled life. That how does that play into that spiritual life? But really it's that connection with a higher source, with as we call, with Shiv Baba, with God. Is that what is that connection for you? The gratitude, living in a space of gratitude, how it connects to your inner life. Either through meditation
Yeah.
or through that space of, and I use the term abundance,
Right.
that fullness that you have, that connection, that gratitude.
Right.
How does that feel with in your inner
Yeah,
life?
I mean, I've experienced gratitude all the time. I don't think for me, I ever practice it because I'm grateful to everything. I
know
think
you
it
are.
create a sense of contentment in yourself. And you just feel whole. It's just good. I'm content. I appreciate everything that's breathing and living. I don't have a problem with anything. So I am grateful to everything because everything belongs here, whatever I see. So I cannot change anything. So for me, yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be here.
Yes, so your life is full
Yes.
and not wanting.
No, not wanted. No.
And is the connection where it comes from? Where does that come from?
I
That
do
sense of-
realize, yeah, well, I have to say, Sister Anjani played a big role in my life. I remember when I was searching for God and not understanding why is the world the way it is, why some people are fortunate and some others are not, and I started to have doubt. So that's what brought me here. So my search began that way. But Sister Anjani, I mean, when I came in, she just shed the light on everything. She wanted to know what brings me here. I was telling her, I feel like I don't belong in this world. And then she says, maybe you played a part with God. Maybe you're here to do that again. So she kind of blows my mind. And I started to be more grateful with all these things. And I remember coming to her one time and saying, why am I agreeing to everything you said? She says, actually, you're not agreeing to anything you say. We are only digging what you already know. I was blown by this. I came home feeling so content and I couldn't believe what I found. And it's been the beginning of my journey. I mean, I don't put as much time as I should in it, but it's there with me all the time. I think the family here is a great support for my life and I'm grateful.
Well, you answered my next question about, are there ways to be habituated in gratitude? It sounds like it's become a very positive habit for
Right.
you. If I'm going to pick a habit, I would like gratitude to be my habit, and it sounds
Yeah.
like it is for you.
Yes, it is. I never thought about it, but it's when they bring the subject, I started seeing it. Oh, I am a very grateful person. But I think we have some time to show it more, to people. I mean, they will need to see how grateful you are. I think it just makes an impact and help bring in that world to, that where everyone can be grateful to one another, because I think it begins with you, like you said, and a small little gesture of thankfulness comes a long way. It will bring some kind of it will trigger something in someone where they would want to say, oh wow, she's very grateful. Why, And
There was just an article, and I remember it still didn't answer the question. It goes, feed a cold, starve a fever. And they go, what does that mean? So I'm thinking what you had just said, do you feed gratitude and starve disappointment? So I think what you're saying is you want to feed that gratitude all the time. So it's always present so you can share it and let it grow. And sister, does that make sense? Feed gratitude? Can we feed gratitude and make it grow in us so we can give it out, kind of like the Toli?
It's more a consciousness, making it become, as you're asking about, making it become a habit. If every day we can think of 10 things that we're grateful for, you will find 10 different things. But if I'm not in the habit, I could live a life of complaints. I could live a life of disappointments. I could live a life of so much other stuff that we are surrounded by. We could be picking up those things. But if I choose that I want to live a life of gratitude, and imagine every day you wake up and you're very thankful for this warm bed and you're now stepping out to start your day. Like one of the things I do, yes, I wake up, I say good morning to God and appreciate my day and all of that. But when I step out of the house early hours of the morning, I am very, very grateful to Mother Nature. And I say, good morning, Mother Nature. Thank you very much for being so beautiful, whether it's the rain, whether it's the, I know it's going to be a sunny day, whatever it is, there is that feeling of appreciation. And I was thinking about science, all the things that science has created today. Right, doctor? It's amazing. It's amazing, those who have spent years of their lives studying to understand and to create the things that people are using, and simple, very, very simple, basic things. Forget the very complicated ones that we can't figure out. But it's there. And so being grateful for those who are creating these instruments, that our family, they are on Zoom, and they could be feeling as though they're in this hall, in this conversation with us. And so how interesting is life, that if we look for the things to be appreciative for and seeing it, life actually would be very beautiful. Life would really be beautiful. And I was looking at science, and then I took a step deeper and I said, it is in silence that I can see all those things. It is when my mind has no desires for anything, and it moves to a very beautiful space inside where there is silence, because it's not noisy, there will be that feeling of appreciation. If someone needs patience, and I can have patience for them, I can be patient for them, I can be contented for them, I can be happy for someone else. Actually, that's another very high level of appreciation. Because it's easy to take the flip side, right? It's that all these things that happens. But to move to that place where I can be something, I feel that's very important. And, you know, Luis was bringing up a point of when someone not even smiling, when you think they should be smiling. Someone not looking at you when you think they should be looking at you. When someone not doing what you think. But it might be my feeling that I would like you to be this for me. But I always say to others, can you be it if I can't be it? You know, sometimes life can produce scenes that you're very involved, you're very, you know, it's like your mind is so absorbed in some scenes of life that it's as though you don't see anyone else. It's as though no one else exists. It's like sometimes I see Luis is so busy with her plants around. She might not even see me when I pass, because she's so absorbed with so much love in what that person, what she's doing. And that may happen to anyone. And sometimes it could be a situation you might be dealing with. It might be something that you need to understand a little bit more of. But the moment we see someone in that kind of a state of being, it's the moment of my practice. Michelle is talking about practice. It's the moment that I have to grab it as my practice. Can I be that for this person? Not in a word, like I have to tell them this, but being very natural for them at that moment. And I feel that that's the winner in our lives. That's the greatest winner, when we can be these things for someone, because we're living in challenging times. We're living where everyone is going through some form of challenge. And we're also living in times where everyone expects someone to be at their best. And they can't be at their best. They can't, because of life's situations. They may not have the capacity to deal with it. But if I have it, and if I feel abundance, full, can I feel myself have that capacity to be that or to share that with someone else. These are the practices I will go back to, Michelle, and say, let us become very conscious of our families, our friends, our neighbors. Be very conscious about those around us who need something extra. I'm not looking at just Thanksgiving to say, I'm going to express my gratitude and my thank you to people. But how can I do that every moment of my life, every day of my life, especially to those who you feel challenged by? Pick up that as a practice. We should all do this with determination, that wherever I feel challenged, I'm going to put a pause. And I'm going to find a quality of that soul. And in my thoughts, I'm going to share my pure vibrations with that person as a pure thought. Does that make sense? Can we do something with this whole feeling of gratitude by, if I can't share it in words, because I find it is difficult to say it, if I can start doing it with my mind, with my thoughts, you will find it's going to start shifting. And the shift is going to happen within the self, where you will have more inner strength to deal with it. You will have more inner powers to deal with it. So let's pick up something this year, Thanksgiving, that we can experiment with, we can build within ourselves to help others to enjoy a better quality life.
I think what you had just said is probably the most important service that I can think for myself to do in terms of empowering others to see in themselves the good that I sometimes have to be challenged to see. But I think what you brought up about silence is so important. Only in silence can you truly understand and connect. So I think there has to be that pause is so important that, you know, they say the most beautiful music is what's between the notes. That vibration between the notes is truly the divine, not the notes themselves, but what goes between the notes. With the musician, I'm going to ask him that, but I now understand it is between, it's the silence, and that not, but it's not silence because it's really, in my mind, not silence. It's a vibration, a very strong vibration that we just can't hear it in our human form. But I think in a spiritual form, it is so loud and lovely. Does that make sense? With you, and so you gave us a practice, which I'm going to go quickly when this is over and write it down. How about for you, Kathy, a practice that we can perhaps take, that you think about, that we can embody, an experiment? I love the word experiment because it's not easy. It has to be an experiment. For me, I always say, okay, I'm going to, things that are challenging become an experiment. Then I could test the results. So that's one experiment. Do you have an experiment for us that we can try in terms of enhancing our practice of gratitude that you may do in the morning or in evening or sometime during the day that we might be able to learn from?
Sister Jennifer Dove, she went into a deeper level of it, which is like you. I will look into it as well. But I mean, for me, it would be like, you know, I don't know if I'm as deep as her, but
You are.
okay.
I'm going to
so
tell you are.
I am
You
okay.
are. Is that
Well,
okay?
I am.
Yes,
It is.
yes,
It's true.
yes.
You all are.
For me,
I see.
I express it. I have to express it. Yeah, going with the mind, like you said, be silent and just sharing that love that's coming, you know. It would probably take a practice with me, but I think I show appreciation by either a simple note, by seeing you to say, you know, like I'll go to my neighbor. I'm so happy to have a neighbor like you. I really like you guys. Or I'll say things like that. Or, you know, I'll thank people at work if they do something nice. And so thank you so much. That was so helpful what you did right now. That, you know, I have to express it. But sometimes you don't always have to express it, like Strange said. You could sit there and just spread, you know, whatever love to the universe. Yeah, that takes good practice.
Struck me what you had said, and that's why I wanted to. You said your life is so full and so you are so grateful all the time. And I have to confess, I'm not all the time. I still have to work at it. So I wanted, like a bird, I wanted to take
It's-
drops from you because that's remarkable.
I think for me, I think it's just by being appreciative. And then I tell others when I see something nice in them, I point it out. I said, you know, you have a very nice quality. I like that about you. Oh, I'm working with you today. I love it. You're just so easy nature. You know, things like that. I think it kind of reinforced mine because I do it so often. It's bring that contentment in me. And I totally feel content all the time. I don't feel like I need much. I'm just content with just whatever I have.
So you are the embodiment of gratitude.
I guess.
Yes, we found it.
Oh my gosh, I do.
So
We
I'm
can
just wondering,
have-
there must be questions, no?
Yeah,
I
we
know
can have
you
them
may have
sharing
a
their
question.
experience of
Yes.
gratitude, actually.
Like, yes, to share, one has an experience
Have
that
you?
they like to share.
Kavya will tell us something.
Anybody want to? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Oh my, I'm so happy to be here this evening. I love being here. I've not been here for a while. I have a lot to say, but okay. I have new hearing aids and I'm so grateful because I
Good.
can hear. And Costco, not expensive. One does not need to pay top dollar. Okay, I wish to say that. I'm grateful that I'm capable of experiencing gratitude because in conversation with the occasional person, I've heard, I don't feel that, that doesn't have any meaning for me. Gratitude, it's not a word, it's not something that I value, know of, whatever. So I'm very grateful that I can and do feel gratitude. Most easily, of course, initially gratitude for the good and then learning about gratitude for the difficult from which there are lessons to benefit from. And that's still especially a practice. Gratitude for the easy or the good is more automatic or a habit now. I think also my regular and frequent gratitude that I do like to share and express, it comes about because at those moments I'm very much, and I think this allows it for maybe everybody, you know, really to be connected, to the other, to really get, as you so beautifully shared, Anjani, what it means for this lovely, beautiful young lady to be here. You know, her circumstances, her conditions, what it really, really means for her to show up, you know? What obstacles may be inner and outer that she needed to address and overcome, let's say, and still show up. So to really connect to that other person and their circumstance that allowed them, and not to take things for granted. And I think I'll stop there. And and what good fortune to be here when you've just returned from Madhuban and you're like flying. And I love that. And thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Madhuban experience is always the most beautiful. Madhuban is our headquarters in Mount Abu in Rajasthan. It's one of the most outstanding place, and I will say to everyone, it's good to go.
I'll second that. Went for the first time a year ago, October, just beautiful. Anyone else?
Caviar. I am recommending caviar.
Om Shanti. There's a lot of things I'm grateful for at this moment, but the most grateful that I feel for right now is being here and being able to make time and come here for an hour and a half and feeling this moment, this atmosphere. Honestly, whenever I come here, this place makes me feel at home and yeah, the environment here is like, so you feel the vibe, you feel the peace, and coming here, knowing this place, Global Harmony, makes me feel gratitude a lot. And I mean, I have been practicing gratitude and manifestation and a lot of things since I was a child, but this place reminds me to do that again and again. And yep, I'm grateful for that. And it makes me connect to the universe when I do that.
And I am very grateful to your parents.
Thank you. I'm grateful to them too.
That they can bring you,
Yes, definitely.
And Kavya, this is your home.
Yes.
It is your
Yes.
home. Your home away from your own home. Yes.
Om Shanti. I would like to, thank to all of you to gratitude, but I would like to share something about the gratitude because, my personal opinion is like gratitude is not like, a skill or something to do. It's like to be because, it's a kind of quality, it's a character, right? It's a quality of soul. I think we just need to be that, not to do that. I think it's not to do practice. I think because people having a different range of frequencies. I can say, and this gratitude frequency is like someone. I'm a spiritual scientist, so I can say frequencies, and I can even check the frequencies of the people, and I can break the what the blockages and everything. So I have seen lots of people come to me, they become overnight they can feel their unlock their frequencies, the range of frequencies. So whenever we are mm, feeling gratitude, no, you deliver the frequency and you are attracting the same frequency from others, right? So whenever we are uh, whatever we are feeling inside, right, like magnet will attract the magnet, right? So frequencies will attract the same frequency. Whenever I'll complain, I'll the whole day I'll get the chances to complain, right? And whenever I'll gratitude, I have seen when lots of people I have discussed with, you try whenever you think about to buy a car, as for example, you are going to buy a Rolls Royce, right? With with the same color you are thinking about, you'll see the whole day. Otherwise, you are you're not experiencing the Rolls Royce, but whenever you are thinking about Rolls Royce, you'll experience like you are getting everywhere around you. You'll see the right. So why it's happening? Because whenever we are thinking whatever we are in ourselves, you are attracting the same thing. I have seen lots of times. So,
Yes.
thank you.
Good point.
Anyone else want to say anything? No.
I also want to feel gratitude for the Raj Yoga meditation that I have been, and at least I've been trying to attend for the past 2 months now. The whole introduction and the intermediate and all the other
6 weeks.
6 weeks, yes. The whole course that I have been able to attend, it gave me another, I can say at least another level of experience, another level of perspective towards my own soul. I'm grateful for that too. Thank you.
Great. Yes, very good.
Beautiful. Anyone else?
We'll have Kavya in the chair here next time
Yeah.
and she would be sharing.
You know, I'm sitting here listening to you and listening to all of you, and I'm thinking how grateful I am for giving gratitude to other people. Like you talked about how you feel here. What goes into that feeling of creating gratitude in you is the commander in chief here. And you have to see everybody come together for an occasion. And we're like bees, you know, honeybees in a comb. And everyone's running around trying to do the right this and the right that. And all of a sudden, boom, the first person walks through that door. And it's amazing, right? We all know this. We do what you call seva, service. And that I have that capacity as a teacher. I taught all my life, English, but to take a student who has low self-esteem, I have the power to say something, to compliment someone who doesn't feel good about themselves. Or even if they do, just in that moment, to create gratitude for someone else is a power that we all have as a habit, I think. Yeah. Okay, I think we're coming up on 8 o'clock. Did you
We
have
will
any
have a couple of
concluding
minutes of
words
meditation.
or? Yes, of course.
Mm.
We're not up to. And I just want to remind everybody that we're not here next week. You have to go home and eat and be grateful for what's on your plate. Did you want to say anything before we go to a concluding commentary? Okay, and on behalf of everybody, I just want to thank you all for being here. Very well. Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. So now,
It's for building courage,
yes.
taking the step of courage.
Microphone holding it, that's not a thing I do at all. This is my very first time. So I took a step of courage and I'm very grateful for myself.
Mr. Anjani, would you bless us with the commentary?
Yes, and so also try to find things that we can be more grateful. Grateful in the sense that I am present in my mind at that moment when I'm saying thank you to someone. And also see what quality in my attitude I'm actually sharing when I'm saying thank you. So if I'm being a little bit observant more of myself, even though it may seem it should be a natural thing, we know we have moved away from these deep characteristics, which should be natural in us. And so how do I make it real for someone else? Because one, it could be real for me, but real for everyone. And so the person whom even I'm saying thank you to will not say, I'm just saying it for the sake of saying it and move on. But they will feel another quality in thank you. They will feel blessed in thank you. And so let's feel this Thanksgiving, this year, this moment, this time, to be something very special that we are going to take away as a gift for us. And so let's have a few minutes of meditation. So let's sit back, relax. So let's sit back, relax, and let's become aware. let's become aware of how beautiful we are as souls. It's as though the inner eye of the soul is seeing and appreciating and recognizing the qualities that I have within. The love, the peace, the joy, the contentment, courage, patience, fearlessness. See them, because the more I see these qualities in the self, it's another way of expressing them more naturally. The respect I have for myself, feel these qualities as your godly treasures, your godly gifts. They've been bestowed by God to each one of us. And what God gives is very powerful and is very natural. And so I appreciate myself for receiving these treasures, for using these treasures, and also to be able, in a very natural way, to share these treasures by being them. I also become aware of the beauty of every soul. Even the soul that is going through the most difficult moment. That soul is God's child. And through the eyes of God, as I look at that soul, I see the light. The light that is filled with the qualities that I also have. God's gifts are not only for me, but it's for every soul. And so throughout the day, I will spend my time in a more emerged awareness, seeing and appreciating the beauty in every soul. In science, to give us that which we need to survive with. Mother Nature in all its most beautiful form. And we can go on looking for all that which we receive every day to sustain the soul and the body. Consciously become grateful. Consciously express your gratitude. And feel your inner world becoming full and abundant. Where I don't expect, but I attract, I receive. And so let us celebrate this Thanksgiving with the highest vibrations of most beautiful feelings that lives in each one of us. And if there is a moment that you can't feel it, pause in silence and say to God, I am your child, you are my parent, and I belong to you. And in that silence, allow that flow of energy so that it dissolves the circumstances. Om Shanti. And a happy, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Om Shanti.
Thank you. Om Shanti. Before you leave, we have Toli and Blessing. But I also want to tell you that we have a brand new theme coming up for December, and it's guided by the light. And Sister Anjani will be our speaker next week. She'll be the first one to launch the new topic. But the following 2 weeks, thank you, first week in December. And the following week, we have a very special program I just want to tell you about. We always have a holiday celebration. Michelle and I and a few others are involved in a little skit, and we have a light dinner we're going to serve. So please put on your calendar December 11th, and it'll be the same, a Thursday this time, right? Same
Mhm.
thing, but we,
11th.
the 11th, yeah. And we will be here enjoying the holiday together. So we hope you can join us. Om Shanti. Thank
Om
you.
Shanti.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you all for coming.